Hello, everybody. I did my final health disparity report on colorectal cancer screening in rural America. And this includes I included the reservations, just kind of as a general, like, indigenous rural population, even though more indigenous people do live in cities now. But anyway, so some main points from my paper is that Americans in rural areas of the U.S., including reservations, are less likely to be screened for colorectal cancer and more likely to die from the disease than urban residents. A big thing that prevents rural residents from being screened is the cost. They perceive that it's very expensive, and then they also perceive that the treatments will be very expensive, and if they don't know that they have it, then they don't have to spend any money on it. And then there's some research saying that state governments end up paying a lot of the costs that are involved with patients waiting too long to be diagnosed, and the advanced stages of cancer just end up costing a lot more money and requiring a lot more treatment. And so then I kind of end up recommending that state governments sponsor a free screening program. This would utilize a screening method called the FOBT, which is fecal occult blood test. It requires a stool sample, and then you return it to a lab to be analyzed, and if they find blood in it, then it's an indicator that you could have an abnormal growth in your colon, and so then you would be recommended to follow up on that and may need a colonoscopy. But kind of the point is that you can avoid having a colonoscopy because those are not very desirable. And so if nothing is sensed in your stool sample, then you don't need a colonoscopy, hypothetically. And so I suggest that if there are large free colorectal cancer screening programs, then we will have more people be tested for the disease and can avoid the expensive costs that come with not diagnosing the cancer quick enough. And so I just emphasize that it should be free. There is a study that did that in Texas, and they found that they had a positive return on investment. So I talk about that a little bit also. Thanks, and have a good summer.